Once upon a time, there was a tall, beautiful tree named Timmy in a dark forest. But Timmy wasn't a normal tree. He could talk and do magical things. Timmy was kind and interested, and he wanted to go on a journey outside of the forest. Timmy heard a faint cry coming from a nearby clearing one bright morning. He went after the sound and found a baby deer caught in a trap set by a shooter. Timmy felt sorry for the helpless animal, so he used his magic to set the deer free. The thankful deer told him her name was Daisy, and they became fast friends. Daisy told Timmy that she was worried about her family. Hunters had been catching and taking away animals from the forest. Timmy knew he had to do something to help, so he and Daisy went on a dangerous journey to save the forest and its animals. As they went deeper into the bush, they ran into a number of problems. They had to deal with dangerous rivers, crickets, and animals, but Timmy used his magic to get them through every problem. He could get plants to untangle themselves, build bridges across rivers, and even talk to animals to find out what they knew. Along the way, they met Oliver, a wise old owl who had been watching them. Oliver told them that they were looking for a rare and powerful jewel that was hidden deep in the forest. The gem could make any dream come true, and the hunters were determined to find it and use its power to help themselves. Timmy, Daisy, and Oliver knew they had to stop the hunts from finding the gemstone before they did. They came up with a plan to get the hunters out of the bush and to a place that looked like the real thing. Timmy used his magic to make illusions that led the hunters astray, while Daisy and Oliver used their own skills to confuse them. Timmy, Daisy, and Oliver ran towards the real site of the gem as the hunters chased after the fake. They had to find their way through a dangerous cave with puzzles and traps. Timmy used his magic to figure out the clues and open the way forward, while Daisy's quickness helped them escape the traps. They finally got to the center of the cave, where the gem was hiding. But they were caught by the shooters. They went up to Timmy and his friends and asked for the gem. Timmy wouldn't give it up because he knew the hunts would use its power to do bad things. Timmy used his magic to protect his friends and fight off the hunters as a fierce battle broke out. Daisy and Oliver fought bravely and helped Timmy with their own special skills. During the fight, Timmy realized that the gem was thinking on its own. It could tell how good his heart was, so it decided to give him a wish. Timmy made a wish that had nothing to do with himself. He asked that the hunts be forgiven and that the forest be protected forever. The gemstone made his wish come true, and the hunts felt terrible about what they had done. They told Timmy they were sorry and said they would never hurt the trees again. Timmy, Daisy, and Oliver knew that the forest was safe now that the power of the gem was gone. Timmy was called a hero by the animals, who were very happy. Daisy and Oliver thanked Timmy for being brave and kind, and the three of them became close and went on more trips together. From that day on, everyone knew about Timmy. He kept using his magic to protect the forest and its people, and along the way he made a lot of new friends. He learned that true courage and selflessness are what make a hero, and that even the smallest animals can have a big impact on the world. Jimmy's adventures kept getting more and more exciting and interesting. He used his magical skills to help a lost baby squirrel find its way back to its family. He also helped an old tortoise reach the best leaves on a tall tree so it could eat them. He took care of the forest, and it grew and thrived. Everyone who lived there loved him. A group of people came to the forest one day. They were looking for the famous talking tree that they had heard about. Jimmy, who was always interested in new things, greeted them warmly and listened to their stories about faraway places and crazy experiences. The travelers were amazed by how wise and kind Timmy was, so they asked him to come with them on their trip. Jimmy was split between how much he loved the forest and how much he wanted to try new things. He asked Daisy and Oliver for help. After a lot of thought, he chose to go on this new adventure, even though he knew he could always go back to the forest he loved so much. Jimmy said goodbye to his forest friends with a sad heart and joined the travelers. They traveled through huge plains, up tall mountains, and across stormy seas. Jimmy used his special abilities to help the travelers when they ran into problems, and they liked him because he was wise and kind. Jimmy went to new places and met interesting creatures along the way. He met a playful fairy who taught him how to use illusion magic. He also met a wise old wizard who taught him about old spells. And he met a kind giant who taught him how important it is to have inner strength.